inside the big top for everyone in town. At God's great show of wonder and surprise. When you see what God has done, you won't believe your eyes. Oh, I can be a part, maybe tame a lion, or in the sky on a trapeze flying. The Lord, I will be alright. It's God's great show, the greatest show around. There's room inside the big top for everyone in town. At God's great show of wonder and surprise. When you see what God has done, you won't believe your eyes. A little boy named Dave bravely beats a giant. And then there's Jonah, who's eaten by a whale. Get ready for the main event. The animals and Noah and his ark set sail. At God's great show, the greatest show around. There's room inside the big top for everyone in town. At God's great show of wonder and surprise. When you see what God has done, you won't believe your eyes. At God's great show, the greatest show around. There's room inside the big top for everyone in town. At God's great show of wonder and surprise. When you see what God has done, you won't believe your eyes. No, when you see what God has done, you won't believe your eyes. God's great show of wonder and surprise. When you see what God has done, you won't believe your eyes. A little boy named Dave bravely beats a giant. And then there's Jonah, who's eaten by a whale. Get ready for the main event.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to La Casa de Cristo's 2022 Vacation Bible Experience Closing Experience. We're so glad everybody is here. If I could have everyone get real quiet, please, so we can begin. We are so excited that all the friends and family of all these wonderful students are here tonight. They have a wonderful presentation put together for you. I invite you to know that in a little bit during our ceremony there will be an offering that is received. And we ask if you take pictures that you please remain seated as much as possible. It becomes very difficult for the people behind you to get any sort of view if people are always standing around. So please, everyone, remain seated. And tonight's performance is online at lacasalive.com. If you want to send a quick text to Grandma and Grandpa or anybody else right now that can watch from home, lacasalive.com, they can watch this performance live. And it is being recorded, and it will go up on our website, lacasadecristo.com, so you can watch it at a later time as well. This week, we learned about God's great show, and to start out tonight, we have a presentation about God's great show. We're going to sing our theme song together. I brought my friends with me today. The bear, round of applause, and the lion. We wanted to share with all of you what we've been learning this week. 5 very important things. All kids can do this with us. Are you ready? Yeah. First, God is faithful. God is listening. God is comforting. God is miraculous. And God is with me. Lion and bear, it's very important that we remember those things, right? And kids, you remember those things too. And we hope to see you back here at church at Ignite later on. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your night.
All right, I need my orange group and my green group and my blue group. Shh, zip lips. And my pre-K and kinder, my red group. Let's get ready to sing. Medina, and I am the director of VBX. I could not do this entire event without another very special person that I don't think gets, she's not always the face, and her name is not on everything as mine is, but I could not do this without Lori Secor, who is over there with our little one. Stand up, Lori. Let's give her a huge round of applause. We have had a great week this week. We have had over 450 kids and 150 volunteers. If you volunteered in any way, I would like you to stand up, and let's give our volunteers a huge round of applause. Thank you so much. We have also had a collection of peanut butter and jelly for our Paradise Valley Food Bank. And while I do not know the total yet of the amount of pounds that we have donated, they are incredibly blessed with your donations. There are so many people in need right now, and so it is such a great gift that we are able to provide so much food for them. Kids, for doing such an amazing job, when you are released, I have a very special animal cracker treat that you will get for all the amazing donations. We have had such an amazing week. We've had crafts and games and music and so much fun. And so I am going to have them take it away to our highlight reel.
What do you like?
I like learning about God.
What have you learned about Noah's Ark?
Noah's Ark was that it was this great ship that God told him to build so the people would know about God. He had to bring a lot of animals to the ark so he could find his purpose.
Arms up, wrists together, elbows together, knees together.
Got an awesome one.
Oh, nice.
I'm working on my class.
What's your favorite part of VBX so far?
I like singing.
Louis Louder. Super duper loud.
It's God's great show, the greatest show around. There's room inside the big top for everyone in town. At God's great show of wonder and surprise, when you see what God has done, you won't believe your eyes. Oh, I can be a part, maybe tame a lion, or in the sky on a trapeze flying. I might be a little scared of heights, but with the Lord I will be alright. It's God's great show, the greatest show around. There's room inside the big top for everyone in town. At God's great show of wonder and surprise, when you see what God has done, you won't believe your eyes. A little boy.
our children and all the great job they've done for us. At this time, we're going to receive an offering, and this offering allows us to continue to provide Vacation Bible Experience to you at a very, very, very low cost. And so our ushers will be receiving the offering, and as the plates are passed, our children are going to be singing another song, and I believe all of them are singing together, so we're going to invite them to stand and share in a very special song. We're going to invite all our children to take a seat. Everyone take a seat. And we have some special things we'd like to do before our program closes this evening. So first, we want to remind you that as soon as the program's done tonight, and in a little bit, Miss Stacy will give you some instructions on how we're going to end and where you're going to pick up the children. We have a night under the big top. So here's the best news of all. It's all air conditioned. It's going to be in the gathering place, so when you leave the sanctuary, you can head over there. We have a bounce house. We have food. We have carnival games. We have all sorts of stuff over in the gathering place, and it's all air conditioned. So we invite your family, and we invite everyone to share in that together. Okay, listen. But we want to take this time because our volunteers and our staff have been thanked. But we want to thank two very, very special people who have worked very, very hard on VBX. They write this program themselves. They put it all together. There's lots of little details and moving pieces. So first, I'd like to invite Lori Secor up here with me. Lori, if you would come up, wherever you are, come on up here.
And Lori, on behalf of the La Casa family and all that you have done, and I know you began working on this about a year ago, you not only have a special gift, but you have a gift card. Let's hear it for Lori. And of course, where would we be without our director of VBX? All the details, all the fun things that have been shared with your family this week. She's the mastermind behind it all. Miss Stacy, come on up here. Let's recognize you. Where'd she go? Oh, okay. Snuck up behind me. Come on out here. And once again, we just want to thank all of you for a great week and for sharing your children with us. But on behalf of these two who's done yeoman's work, let's give them another round of applause. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We have had such an amazing week with your support, with your love, trusting us with your kids. We are so grateful. One other note I did want to make that I forgot earlier is we write our own curriculum here, so this is specific to La Casa. You will not see it anywhere else. We have written it, done all the art, and our theme song was written by Ross Bridgman, who used to attend just like these kids. He has moved on to Montana, but he wrote the theme song specifically for us here at La Casa, and it is amazing. I mean, your kids are singing it. I've been singing it all week. We'll continue singing it. So thank you guys for such a great week. Okay, now this is going to be the really fun part, and parents, this is your time to follow directions. The kids have been great all week. We are going to sing our theme song one last time, and while we are doing that, our pre-K, our red group, is going to go back to the rehearsal room. That is where you will get your child. Do not grab them out of line. We will tell you no. We need to be sure everybody is safe, and so you will pick them up there. You will go out the doors and around just where you drop them off. Same thing with our orange group and our green group. You guys will also go back to your starting spot, so all parents stay seated. And our blue group, you guys can just stay, and you're old enough where mom and dad can come grab you up here. So on up, and we will start filing out as we begin to sing.
show around. There's room inside the big top for everyone in town. At God's great show of wonder and surprise, when you see what God has done, you won't believe your eyes. Oh, I can be a part, maybe tame a lion, or in the sky on a trapeze flying. I might be a little scared of heights, but with the Lord I will be alright. It's God's great show, the greatest show around. There's room inside the big top for everyone in town. At God's great show of wonder and surprise, when you see what God has done, you won't believe your eyes. A little boy named Dave bravely beats the giant. And then there's Jonah, who's eaten by a whale. Get ready for the main event. The animals and Noah and his ark set sail. At God's great show, the greatest show around. There's room inside the big top for everyone in town. At God's great show of wonder and surprise, when you see what God has done, you won't believe your eyes. Greatest show around. There's room inside the big top for everyone in town. At God's great show of wonder and surprise, when you see what God has done, you won't believe your eyes. No, when you see what God has done, you won't believe your eyes. God's great show, the greatest show around. There's room inside the big top for everyone in town. At God's great show of wonder and surprise, when you see what God has done, you won't believe your eyes. Oh, I can be a part, maybe tame a lion, or in the sky on a trapeze flying.